Why do we yawn?
Bears yawn. Camels yawn. Most mammals yawn. Why do we yawn? No one really knows the answer. We do know that everyone yawns in the same way. First, you open your mouth slowly. Your mouth stays open for about 5 seconds. Then you quickly close your mouth. We also know that yawning is contagious or catching. When you see someone yawn, you yawn too. Many people say that they yawn because they are bored or tired. This might be true. However, we know that people also yawn when they are excited or nervous. Olympic runners, for example, often yawn before a race. Why is that? Some scientists believe that yawning makes you more alert. When you yawn, you breathe more deeply. You also stretch the muscles in your face and neck. Maybe this makes you feel more alert. Scientists don't spend much time studying yawning. That is probably because yawning doesn't hurt. It is just something we do.
Why do people laugh? Do you laugh every day? Most people do. Scientists say that people laugh about 17 times a day. That is a lot of laughter. In India, there are hundreds of laughter clubs. The people in these clubs get together every morning. First, they stretch their hands above their heads. Then they pretend to laugh. Soon, everyone is laughing naturally. People say they feel good after laughing together. Scientists believe that laughter is good for you. Why? For one thing, laughter is good exercise. When you laugh, you exercise many muscles in your body. Scientists say that 100 laughs equals 10 minutes of running. When you laugh, you also breathe deeply. This helps you relax. That's good for you too. Why do we laugh? That is a hard question to answer. We know that people laugh more often in a group. They don't laugh very often when they are alone. Many scientists believe that we use laughter to connect to other people. Laughter helps us feel part of a group. In English, people say that laughter is the best medicine. Some think that laughter helps sick people get well. Do you think so too? Why is the sea salty?
There is a lot of salt on the earth, and it mixes very well with water. There is some salt in all water. Water on the land runs into lakes and rivers. The water from most lakes goes into rivers. These rivers run into the seas and oceans. They carry a little salt with them. Some of the ocean water moves into the air and clouds. It evaporates. Salt cannot evaporate. It stays in the ocean. The water in the oceans has more salt than the water in rivers. Ocean water is about 3.5% salt. Some seas have more salt than others. Some lakes do not have a river to carry the water and salt away. Some of the water evaporates, but the salt cannot. These lakes are very salty. There are 2 famous lakes like this. They are the Dead Sea in the Middle East and the Great Salt Lake in the state of Utah in the United States. They are much saltier than the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean.
How can a plant kill? People kill. Animals kill. Animals and people kill for food, or they kill their enemies. People and animals can move around and find something to kill. They can run away from an enemy. They can kill it if it is necessary. Many kinds of animals eat plants. The plants cannot run away from their enemies. Some plants are poisonous. If an animal eats part of the plant, it gets sick or dies. Animals learn to stay away from these plants. There are many kinds of plants that make poison. Most of them grow in the desert or in the tropics. Farmers use many kinds of poison on their farms. Most of these poisons come from petroleum, but petroleum is expensive. Scientists collect poisonous plants and study them. Maybe farmers can use cheap poison from plants instead of expensive poison from petroleum. How do hearing-impaired people talk?
Hearing-impaired people cannot hear sounds well. How do they hear words? Many hearing-impaired people use sign language. They talk with their hands. Two hearing-impaired people can talk to each other. They both use sign language. Sometimes, a person who can hear interprets for hearing-impaired people. The person listens to someone talking, and then he or she makes hand signs. There are two kinds of hand signs. Some hand signs are for whole words. For example, there is one hand sign for the word love. There are hand signs for different actions, things, and ideas. Some of the signs are very easy. For example, the signs for eat, milk, and house. You can see what they mean. Others are more difficult. For example, the signs for star, egg, and week. The second kind of hand sign is fingerspelling. In fingerspelling, there is a sign for every letter in the alphabet. For example, to fingerspell the word love, a person makes 4 different signs. It is much slower to fingerspell, but it is useful for signing names and technical words. People can use both kinds of hand signs together. Each country has its own sign language. For example, American Sign Language, ASL, is very different from British Sign Language. Using sign language is almost like a dance. The whole body talks. Sign languages are beautiful.
You are going to work all summer as a volunteer?
Yes, it's really exciting. I can't wait.
Let me see now. That'll be no money, no time off, and no summer. I can only see positives.
Ha! How witty you are. Very funny. Is it worth even trying to explain to a summer department store worker such as yourself?
Steady on, brother. Okay, tell me about it. I'm all ears.
Did you know that there are thousands of people with no computer skills? Think about that for a moment. What jobs today don't need computers? And think about our media surroundings. It's all websites, virtual opportunities, social networking, and so on. Then just imagine you don't understand any of it. Imagine no prospect ever of getting a job or even...
Paul, there is no excuse nowadays for anyone not having basic computer skills.
Really? What about people over 50? They've never had computer classes at school because for ordinary people then there were no computers. And what about those disadvantaged by dyslexia, or those from tough home environments, or the elderly, or...
I get the picture. Go on.
I'll be in a training centre giving one-to-one tuition to people whose lives might really change for the better. I did 1 evening a week last term and loved it. Now I have a whole summer.
Well, I will work 7 days a week for most of the summer. And then I'm going to the south of France with James, and we'll have the summer holiday of our lives.
That's great, Katie. Don't think I don't approve, or even that I'm not a tiny bit jealous. I'm not a saint, and actually, in a sense, we're both taking the same option.
What do you mean?
You, dear sister, and I are both choosing exactly what we want to do this summer, and really, we are making that choice only for ourselves.
Well, I still think you should get a halo. Paul's going to be working as a volunteer this summer. For some reason, this news has unsettled me a bit.
Why is he doing it?
He just wants to. I guess he gets a kick out of helping people.
So why does it bother you?
I suppose it's because I've been thinking that my brother is going to do something much better with his life than I ever will. The decisions we make now, aren't they the same kind of decisions we'll make throughout our lives? If I'm self-indulgent now, won't I always be?
Katie, that's a bit heavy. And your thinking is upside down.
Or inside out?
I don't know what you mean, Kate. But think about this. You're young. You don't have kids or to pay for a house. You'll possibly never know again the freedom you have now. Or if you do, then you'll be old. This is your time now. Paul's doing what he wants. So should you.
But don't you think we should live our lives to try and make a difference?
We all make a difference in small ways. The jobs we do, the money we spend, the decisions we influence. It's small stuff, but we're all small amongst almost 7 billion people who live here. And maybe one day you'll have children who will also have children, and they'll all touch the world in small ways.
Now who is getting weird?
Katie, all I am saying is not everyone is going to be Mother Teresa. And thank God for that, say I.
And your conclusion, Mr. Philosopher, sir?
My conclusion is that you and I are going to the Mediterranean Sea. To sunshine, to cool bars, to nights of dancing. And we will never forget, and we will never regret.
Agreed. And I suppose I could volunteer 1 night a week next term, like Paul did.
Way to go, Mother Katie.
Thank you so much, Paul. I can't believe it. I can use email. I can download files. I can go e-shopping. It's like a whole new world.
Ivy, the pleasure's all mine. I told you it would be really easy.
I know you did. And I said to my husband Fred, I'd never managed to switch on a computer, let alone use it. And he turned round and said to me, You listen to that Paul. He's all right, he is. And he was dead right. Guess what? Fred wants to have lessons as well, but only if he can have them with you.
It would be a privilege to teach your husband, Ivy. I'm sure he'll be as bright a star as you are.
What's on the course in the autumn? Will you still be here?
I'll be back to college in September, but I'm still planning to do 1 evening a week here. So are my sister Katie and her boyfriend James, so you'll have plenty to choose from.
You're my choice, Paul. So what do you think I should study next?
Well, you've completed the beginner's course, Ivy, and the logical next step is the improver's course. But in my opinion, you now know enough to go straight to a higher level. You can take the CLATE course and get a diploma. Or you can stretch to office skills and administration, which is a bit tougher, but it will really improve your chance of getting a job.
Oh, I can just see me. King Young, 57 years old, secretary.
You're not too old, Ivy. If you get the right qualifications, you could be earning a decent salary next year.
Which course will you be teaching in September?
I'll be doing CLATE every Wednesday evening.
Then I'll begin with CLATE.
And you can always do the skills course in January. It might well be the best route.
Where do I sign?
Just tell Frances in reception and she'll get you registered.
Hi, Anna. Have you registered yet?
Yes, I've just seen my advisor and I'm through. It's easy now, we register by computer. How about you?
Almost, but I don't know who to take for history. I'm thinking about Dr. Smith. I hear he's easy. Who do you have for history?
Oh, Victor. Take Dr. Jones. She's terrific. I used to hate history, but I loved her course.
I hear she's hard.
She knows that's what students think. She told us she's not hard. It's understanding history that's hard.
So what's her course like?
Well, it's not memorizing names and dates. She wants you to understand the processes that shape human communities so we can understand how the world got to be the way it is today.
Good Lord, what are her tests like?
There is a test at the end of each unit, but before she begins a unit, she hands out a review sheet with everything she might test on. She won't ask any question on the test that's not covered on the review sheet.
Hey, piece of cake.
Think so? One of the questions was, explain how the process of industrialization differed in any two of the following countries: England, the United States, Germany, Russia.
I'm not believing this. How'd she expect you to answer a question like that?
She spent a week talking about the process of industrialization in general. Then we spent a week in class applying that to the process of industrialization in England. After that, she expected the class to take the initiative in analyzing the process in other countries. By the time we'd gone through that, we could have explained that the Fiji Islands had to do in order to industrialize. And notice, Victor, whichever country we choose to write about on the exam, we had to pick the important names and dates from that country's history.
Seems to me that's expecting a lot.
Well, she said once, I don't expect you to know everything, but I do expect you to know something.
Were the tests objective or essay?
The unit tests were mixed. There were some names, dates, and geographical locations tested with objective questions, but every unit exam had an essay question.
Did you count spelling and grammar and all that in the grade?
Yes, she said this is higher education, and we're expected to know how to write and spell.
Well, Anna, you've convinced me. I'm taking Dr. Smith for history.
Victor.
Subjects: science, politics, history, biology, architecture, law, geography, archaeology, literature, business management, agriculture, statistics, mathematics, logic, physics, psychology, anthropology, economics, philosophy, performing arts, visual arts, chemistry, humanities.